What's up, guys? I would like to say hi to all my new subs. I'm glad you found your way here and you're on board. I hope you're enjoying it. And I want to say that the information I present here is thoroughly researched material. I may use certain YouTube catchphrases in the title because these are the YouTube terms associated with catastrophism, and that's what I'm really talking about here is catastrophism. But my work doesn't necessarily agree with anybody else's ideas that I have seen so far out there. And I'm really not into theories that require you to believe that either there's a huge cover up or everybody forgot about a huge catastrophe or that all of history has been rewritten and they left the photos to prove it. When you have a time in history where you have seemingly back to back catastrophes, I mean, it'll start out as years of drought and then severe flooding, followed by earthquakes, followed by a volcanic winter described as a dry haze. All of these things are well documented, but very tucked back in the recesses of the library, so they are hard to find. As a result of all of that, you have starvation, of course, and rampant malnutrition. People are especially susceptible to disease. So, in the case of the 14th century catastrophes, which the history books just write off as the Black Death, yes, that was a part of it, but there was much, much more happening there. And I will get a video out soon going over all of that. But when all of that happens, that leaves a scar for generations. You don't get people to just forget all about that and move on with life. And that's why we have the story of the Black Death. People remembered something bad happening, but they control the narrative, so they slowly change it. So I just want everyone to know that the research that I present isn't so much theory as it is just connecting the dots between hard to find history, mythology, geology. I mean, geology is all a lie. We have the scars all around the world of catastrophism. Uniformitarianism is what everybody associates with geology, the idea that it takes billions of years for this to happen, and the Grand Canyon was just billions of years of a slow moving river. And that's just a theory. It's no more correct than Darwin's theory of evolution. But they teach both like they're 100% fact and they're not. We've got scarred landscape showing floods and whatnot. But just because we were lied to by academia doesn't mean I'm going to jump ship and go with every YouTube lore that is out there and that all history is fake. I'm going to go with what the hard to find writings in the mythology that has the archaeological evidence out there to back it all up. So the ideas that I have rhyme with other ideas that are out there, and this isn't my first go at it. I had videos, a series of videos back in 2019. They got over 100,000 views that are now popular Mudflood lore, and they've been twisted from what the original meaning was. And somehow my channel ended up getting shadow banned while other channels get actively promoted by the YouTube algorithm. Go figure. But the last time I checked, YouTube ain't necessarily into getting truth out there. But I kind of just slapped together a channel. I didn't really think out a name or anything. So I was wanting to go with Rogue Research, which is an awesome name. I came up with a cool logo. Turns out it's taken though. So I'm going to have to go with plan B, Rebel Research. Because one of my favorite sayings that I didn't come up with originally, I heard it somewhere along the way, but it's that you're being taught history through Darth Vader's perspective. And you are. The Empire has already won. History is written by the victors, so of course they're going to write the history to justify their imperial conquest. But don't worry, you're not going to hear any anti-American rhetoric out of me. If we were still living by the Constitution and what historians term Jeffersonian America, then we'd be doing a lot better than now. That's a minimalist federal government. And we've been lied to about that whole period of history. But I've done about 30 years of independent research. The last 3 to 4 years have been primarily geared towards catastrophism and how that relates to our history. And about 95% of that research comes from outside of YouTube because, in my opinion, a lot of channels jumped ship from the truth a while back and just started going with the most popular rumors. The hard truth of the matter is more clicks, more money, and I've seen channels that are making a lot of money off telling people what they want to hear based off whatever comment got the most likes. That's not how I operate, and anytime I find new information that contradicts my old point of view, that is better information, then my view changes. I don't change the research to fit my views. So, welcome to my new subs. Glad to have you on board. I hope you enjoy my research, and I hope you keep an open mind and don't presume that just because you've heard it a lot of times on YouTube that it's true, because I will be dispelling myths where I see them. Thanks for watching. I'll quit wasting your time and get back to some real research. Laters.